Come on, Harley. Pledge allegiance, all right, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Minutes from the June 24th. Nope, that wouldn't be right. That's tonight, right?
Oh, that's today.
Yeah, that's
Minutes from the
today.
June 10th, 2026 regular session.
Approved.
I actually found something, I think,
Uh-oh.
page 2 of the minutes. At the top there, it indicates ordinance. It says 2026-08 amendment of chapter 96. It's actually 07, I believe. Because I got confused looking at that. I was like, wait a minute, one of these was tabled, another one of these was.
Oh, yeah, because the 2608 is the zoning bill, correct?
Correct. So it's not.
Sorry.
Motion stands to pass.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass the minutes from the June 10th, 2026 meeting with the correction noted. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Staying, I
Opposed?
wasn't here.
Motion carried. Thank you. Citizens input.
Board okay with me?
Sure, certainly.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Nathan Cudell. I am currently the owner of a property in your town, 210 North Maple. On May 29th, I became aware of an unsafe building violation. Previous to that, 2 certified mail had been sent to an address. I still own that address, but we're in transition to moving. I can't say that I did not receive it. I never received that, the actual 2 certified mails coming to me. So me and my wife decided earlier in the year that we can't put the time and effort to fix the home on 210 North Maple, so we put it on the market. My real estate agent on the 29th received an email from the zoning ordinance officer stating that there was an unsafe building violation along with a $3,900 fine. Excuse me. That same day, I contacted Mr. Bouchard, I believe is the correct pronunciation, scheduled a meeting with him. On June 3rd, we met. He walked the property with me. We went outside, inside, we showed all the things that he's left to repair. I informed we're under contract, so it was a little weird situation of what did the buyer want to do. He could have at that point pulled out. A gentleman by the name of Kip, I believe his name is, wanted to purchase the home, transferred all that information. I also believe that the zoning officer met with the buyer to show him all these issues. At that point in time, we kind of extended the closing date so I can make those repairs. I wasn't going to put that on the buyer, so we've started that process. This would have been addressed much sooner if I was aware of it. I'm putting no blame on the board or anything. I didn't know about it. So once I became aware of it, I started making improvements. Rough estimate, I would say 70 to 80% of those are completed. I met with the zoning officer either yesterday or the day before to kind of show him what we were doing, make sure he was okay with everything. My only thing is there's a $3,900 fine that is pretty steep. If I could not have to pay, I'll pay the fees that you guys paid for the certified mail. I got no issue with that. But $3,900 fine is pretty steep for something I wasn't aware of. And I'm not casting blame on anybody, but I was not aware.
Where is 210 North Maple?
It's, if you have Main Street, if we're heading east, it's, I think, 2 roads back. And if we were to go north off of Dock.
Yeah, I know where Maple.
Ruth Kendall's on that.
Who?
Ruth Kendall. Stanley Kendall, Ruth Kendall.
No, I still don't know him.
Where's that
How-
White House? It's right along the alley. It's been under construction, I guess, for quite some time.
It's back to the south.
It's right on the alley.
Back to the south.
Yeah, there used to be a three-way stop this way.
Okay, is that right next to Rick Melissa's house? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Rick actually approached me a while back and asked when we were doing something about that house. I said it's in process.
I guess I would like to ask Ray's, I'd like to ask some input from him on where we stand today, and what his feelings are as far as how we move forward here. I understand you didn't get a notice. I mean, things
No,
happen.
the mail was sent, I just didn't get it.
I guess I'd like to ask maybe Ray is, did we send that certified where somebody had to sign to receive it, or did we not?
Policy, we send it certified with return receipt, and let Green come back. And we send it priority for pass.
Okay.
So there's two ways it goes out, one it goes out.
Did we get this
We got both that.
certification that was signed for?
Negative, not signed for, came back undeliverable,
Okay,
both of them, so yes, he did not see the certified.
So he was totally unaware of what we were doing.
Well, I don't know what happened to the priority ones that were sent out, those were also sent out at the same time,
So
so.
if you don't have to
Clearly,
sign
there's
for
a
those,
USPS problem, and given that he hadn't received any notification, but I can't address that. All I can tell you is we sent it.
Did you state that you did know that it was there, you didn't receive the certified one?
No, I did not receive the
Okay.
certified ones. I became aware on May 29th through my real estate agent. I think the zoning officer had sent her an email saying these issues.
Okay, so you didn't receive the priority ones?
Correct. I've received two following our meeting at that address and my new address. I believe the zoning officer has the new address also.
What is your current address, just for any future correspondence? that we need to-
5515 South, 800 East. That's also in Knox. The zip code is 4653.
We have that now. So I can validate everything he said on the 29th on, when he did receive notice, previous motion. That he did reach out and talk to me, as soon as one, we got the book. We went out and talked, walked the property inside and out. I showed him the foundation issues that were, was the outside structure and that was orders and such. And he has addressed probably 75 to 80% of it, like he said, up to today. I went over it yesterday to look at it, to structural improvements, some of them are foundational, which takes a while for the concrete to do it. So I would say he is on the mend and probably will get 100% for his own schedule, as he said, that I got 3 days. So, yeah, last week, he went from no progress to a lot of progress in a very short period. So you have to respond.
Mr. Caudill, when did you buy the property?
I purchased that property in 2000, I believe, 2009. I believe I got home from, I had a tour, got home. I did not purchase that property, ever had an intent for me. I gave it to a family member to essentially alleviate a headache for my parents. Sorry, to be blunt on it, but that's what it was. Essentially, the deal was you pay the property tax, be transparent, not care. Just keep that away from my parents. I believe ballpark, and I apologize, I'm giving rough timelines here, 2021-ish or 2020, somewhere in that time frame. A similar situation happened. The windows and all, the back roof and all that had deteriorated. The town, very similar situation, town notified me that hey, these need to be addressed. We put in new windows toward, it was a flat rubber roof on the back. We essentially had to tear a majority of that off and put a new structure over top of that. Some of those things that I had done are some of the issues that are now need to be corrected. And we had a thought process of investing money into it, but that is way above my pay grade, and I don't have 6 guys with me to, I'm a guy that has a career that can't do that.
So to date, Ray, you're saying that we have $835.06 in expense?
That includes administrative, mail, phone fees, that's all that, roughly, and that's the lowest estimate. I can't give you that factual number on the people that it's still $40. I'm estimating a range, in case I have, maybe that's a lower level.
So basically, that $835.06 rough estimate of, that doesn't include any like penalty fines then, correct?
That's right, that's not taxing, that's just administrative costs. Or some costs.
Okay.
My opinion, I mean, obviously, I want to see the house sold, I want to see it occupied, I want to see it finished. I mean, obviously, Ray has put a lot of time into it, I mean, we've put a lot of time into it. I think that it would be fair to have some sort of an assessed fee. I mean, even if it was $250, I mean, something to at least establish that, hey, this is what it's for, this is what it is. Now, $6,600, that's
That's not gonna happen.
yeah, I mean, talking a little
I,
bit.
just to be perfectly candid, I guess I kind of agree with you, Ed, but I believe it should cover at least the
You'll never
cost.
do that.
I think, even if it's the low end of the cost, I think it should.
I think we did that recently with a parking ticket. It's saying, here's our bare bones cost.
And the thing is, I mean, this has been ongoing, because I remember sitting through council meetings where it was discussed previously, so, I mean, this has been ongoing for a while, so, I mean, thank you for at least addressing it now.
Absolutely.
This is the right way to do this.
Yes.
But to be transparent, I haven't been hiding.
No, I understand.
I've had, I believe, is it Mr. Jones?
Correct.
I've had email correspondence, the town has reached out, but if the lawn gets to, I believe it's the chief of police or whatever, he will shoot a text message to my wife and say, hey, can you guys note those type of things? So I haven't been hiding from the council or the town, but it's just that.
And he's been very good about, probably, pretty much got that.
I still, I mean, like I said, I don't want to beat him up, so to speak, but I do. But, I mean, I think $250 would be
So moved.
fine.
I'll second that.
So we're talking 1,085.06. Correct?
Total.
Is that what we're talking about? The 836.05 plus 250?
Oh, my motion was for 250.
Well, no, we've got costs of 835.
Yeah, we gotta cover.
I mean, I'm saying the cost of the 835 plus the cost.
I'm okay if our cost is 835, I'm okay with that, because that's what we've done in those previous hearings.
250, so at 1,085.06. The motion is second to assess 1,085.06 in total. That would be a $250 fine and the 835.06 in costs.
That would need to be a motion from somebody else, mine was for 250.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
There's our motion. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. When or how much time do you need
For which?
to
You
pay?
finish your list.
Yeah, to pay the 1,085. Any specific time? That why I'm just
When I'm leaving literally from here to go on a vacation with my family, I have the boat on the side over here.
I knew you got a Chantier.
That's
That's what I'm doing next
literally
weekend.
So we're going on vacation. I will be back within a week. I would say by next Friday.
Well, that's fine.
Thank you.
That's more than fair.
We appreciate you coming in.
Any other questions?
I don't have any.
Thank you.
Go on vacation, enjoy yourself.
Let's enjoy your vacation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens input?
It was sent right to that to his house.
I've got several letters here that, a couple of them are regarding the train. One of them is a screenshot from the text. Just want to say that you guys have a cool little town. Me and my mom were there on June, I'm reading this verbatim, so it isn't. It's me and my mom were there on June 5 to see UP 4014 pass your town, and the people there were very friendly and helpful to us. We live in Rockville, Indiana, and it was our first time being there. Thank you, and God bless you all and the townsfolk of Argos again for treating us, Jerry. Nice. Then there's another one related to the trains. Says, thank you to the town of Argos for hosting the rail fans on June 5th. We were overwhelmed at the sight of UP 4014 coming through, and I imagine you were overwhelmed by the number of us coming from all over, including South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart, Michigan, Indianapolis area, and anyone loving trains within 100 or more miles of Argos. The crowds were congenial, sharing, encouraging, and enthusiastic. We parked at the fairgrounds, and the vehicle owner in front of us paid for our entrance, saying thank you for us letting them in along the way. We made our way through the fairgrounds to an exit near the track to wait. Since I am 84, born the same year as the 4014, I pushed along my wheelchair, sometimes rode in it while my 3 adult grandsons supervised. They had a ball, took pictures, and even put quarters down for flattened souvenirs. The weather was perfect as the rail was held off. Rain. That was big. As the rain was held off. The exit wait was long, but no one yelled or beeped at others, but waved thanks to those helping with traffic flow. Kudos to the Indiana State Police who opened up traffic lanes on US 31 to allow us to head back to the South Bend area. It was truly an American 250 celebration. We were all friends in your little town. Thank you again, Peg Rainey out of Osceola. This one, maybe Rod knows more about this one, but it's dated June 6th, and it says, the Chief of Police, the Argos Police Service, dear sir, thank you and your officers for your prompt and expert aid in reuniting me with Dr. Peening yesterday. Your people kept their cool splendidly. I am in your debt. Sincerely, David Jones. Thank you. Thank you to all who participated and had something to do with that. Any other citizens input? Attorney report.
Guys, last time we kind of talked about this contract for employment of Tony Wagner to deal with some conflict stuff. There were some things that weren't really complete in that. I talked with Tony. He dressed that up and just sent it back out. I think you guys have a completed version of it now. And I mean, I think everything's in line. Talking with him, I understand where he's going with this. He's basically saying any work that he would have to do for the town where you could not be compensated by statute, which, ordinance violations, yes, you can. He's going to build that at $150 per hour within any situation. For example, the Kinsey property, which he's going to be working on, he would be billing that at $250 per hour. And there is a statute again that does allow for reimbursement or compensation of attorney fees to be added on any kind of a judgment. So that's where he's at with his rates. I don't see anything else in the contract. It's just really a matter of if you will accept those rates.
So there isn't, I do not have a clean copy of the contract with Clay. But yes, they saw the one that came through.
Well, does it have section A filled in at $150 per hour?
So I got an email asking if Bob would like to be called Bob or Robert. And so I emailed back and said Robert would be buyers. And so that's where, for the contract purpose, for funding.
Oh,
And
okay,
so
that makes more sense.
I didn't get that back from him, so that's why I asked you today if you had a clean copy of it.
I have a copy, but I guess when I look at it, it just says Robert Byers.
That's the most recommended.
I'm sorry. No. Yeah, it says Robert Byers.
Okay, he had Bob on there at first.
He did. I've got,
So,
but Bob was still without subsection A filled out. There was no dollar signs.
okay, so I never saw the one where it was corrected.
I have
Okay.
a corrected version of if the town's inclined to.
If you still want to sign it. Their last motion was for you to get it together and approve it. And
And it is, but if you start in $800 an hour, the town may say no thanks. But
then, oh, no,
These are the
I
rates and-
signed that now.
these are the rates, and it's up to the town.
That's to be honest, okay.
Derek, are you comfortable with the verbiage and the dollar amounts in there?
I am. And to be honest, okay, like standard rate, 250 is very much on the low end. Okay. You get to Warsaw, and I don't think you can touch anybody for probably less than 400. So Marshall County is still kind of in the lower end of things. 250 again, if there's an ability for the town to recoup attorney fees, is what he's going to charge. 150 if not. And
I make a
it's
motion to approve the contract with Tony Wagner. Services that our lawyer cannot handle with his conflicts.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Tony Wagner. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Derek.
you're welcome.
Anything else, Derek?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing further to report, guys. I'll talk on other stuff as it comes up.
Entertain a motion to approve the attorney report.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the attorney report. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's our.
SRO contract. Has everybody had a chance to review that? Rodney, would you like to speak to us?
Yeah, going into January, it's time to renew. Make some modifications. There was some adjustments from the name. So I met with Gary, and agreeing on the changes. We'll look at that document off to Gary. Gary was pretty happy with the final version. Some of the main things were making sure your problems get catchy. Especially as it came to the appointment. Got that back to Carol, and it, as well. The school board goes on, approved it. Now that it's out
To approve the school resource officer contract with the Argos Community School Corporation.
And I would, everything Rodney said is accurate and then some. I mean, I know he spent a lot of time with Carrie and like sent me some drafts. We went back and forth. The last edit we had, they accepted all of the changes that we wanted to see. So I'm comfortable with it, and I know Rodney is too.
This document is a heck of a lot different from what was originally proposed.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah.
Motion's looking. Thank you all.
Move to second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the school resource officer memorandum of understanding with the school. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Who would sign this? It says Argos Police,
Yep.
but it says by.
Hold on.
It had to be with the pen.
So the last one was.
You know what? I think let's have another motion. Just authorize Rodney as the chief of the Argos Police Department to execute the agreement. It'll be in the minutes, and then that's that one.
So I'll make a motion to allow the chief of police, Rodney, to sign the execute contract for the SRO.
I have a motion and a second to allow Rodney to sign on behalf of the town, the police department, on the SRO contract. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yep. Any other old business?
We have, we heard that from the cemetery, they will be here on Tuesday, sonar, they want to get it done today, so. Andy will be going out there to kind of lay out where the roads are and
fast, but hey, if they can get it done.
And so I just wanted to give you the update that they are starting.
Thank you. I have another piece of business. I mean, it's not super relevant, so to speak, but I shared the news with Rodney yesterday. There is a young family that has purchased a victorious residence in town, 413 Albert Street, which has been vacant for quite a few years. A troublesome property to the town has been purchased. They already mowed the grass. They've cleaned the property up. They're cleaning up the inside, remodeling it. So hopefully that property is no longer issued to the town.
Well, good.
It sits between Polster and it sits just the house just between us. But that was neat. Yeah, they started that yesterday. So
Anything else? New business. Ordinance 2026-08, change zoning book.
This was put out the first week.
Guys, I noticed a typo getting ready for the meeting this afternoon.
I put the new one in there.
Okay,
I told you so.
very good. It was in the first whereas paragraph that talked about solar, and I didn't catch that when I was revising this. I also filled in the actual resolutions, 2026 Plan 01. It came out of the Plan Commission. So those are the only changes that I have made.
Discussion? Questions? Entertain a motion to pass the ordinance 2026, unless somebody wants to, well, we don't.
So we need third reading on
second.
Second. Can you pass it on the second and third reading then?
Typically, it's a second and third.
Yes.
You can pass on a second reading and then bring it back again, but
Do we have to suspend the rules to do it on second and third?
no, you don't.
I entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2026-08 on the second and third.
So
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
highly approved that, but
Two-bar IT contract.
We have a proposal in there, it's probably been a while, right, or so. This proposal, if you look through it, would, we already have this company name on our website. It would take over our IT services. I said our current contract with our current IT service provider is 120 days out. We send them notice, and we basically within another 120 days. This new company, as you can see through there, their monthly fee is $2,400. Right now, we are paying just shy of $3,000 for basic contract. I can't give you an exact, but it seems like every couple of months is a different price.
you are confident this is who we need to go through.
I feel confident, yes.
Okay.
I know there's been some question by a couple of you, another clerk treasurer down from here, who's gonna up and sell his company again. I've thrown that at him 4 or 5 times. Obviously, he's saying no, but if something happens 3 years from now and he gives it up, we're gonna have to find somebody else anyway. But what we're currently doing is not.
Right.
When Bob was looking before, we didn't have an issue. I feel confident going back to him, and you feel confident going back to him. So I think this is our best option. We looked at all of those companies, and looking back, there's only one I wanted to, I truly wanted to go with, it was $5,500 a month, and we couldn't justify paying. So, but this is the same type of service. Our problem now is if we've got an issue, and I pick the phone up, I don't care if I get the voicemail, but call the person I know. Now you submit a ticket, you don't talk to the same person. Getting a return call, it isn't working. If we had 500 employees, it probably would be perfect. We don't have that many, and it just doesn't work for what we do.
What's the effect of the transition from one company to the other as far as employees having to redo their accounts or anything?
No, so the onboarding, he's gonna have to go back in and basically take the servers back over, put his, antivirus software, all that stuff. We do the settings for his standard and specification. I mean, there's quite a bit of work with that. That's actually cheap. The onboarding fee, I think we did the last time was $3,000. So, I mean, I can't complain about what he was charging.
I want to be very clear. I would like you to be very clear to him. When we had his service before, he was wonderful, okay? I mean, he'd done everything we needed to do, but there were things that we couldn't do ourselves that we weren't able to because he was the configurer. I want users to be able to reset their own passwords with a web link.
Okay, check on how that I don't know. Because that's all how the email is set up.
I understand that. He didn't want to set it up that way before.
Because even now I don't.
There is no reason with two-factor authentication that an employee or a board member should not be able to reset their own password.
That said, we can't pass that.
He does
That doesn't have anything to do with
As
it.
long as it's not written in there.
He does our webmail now,
Part of
so that
onboarding.
has nothing to do with the IT contract.
That's part of onboarding.
Because it's
I
not
just
written
want
in there.
that to be specified.
Yeah, and that's just getting the company, I mean, that's, basically that type of service is what we're going to tell them we want.
Because I ran into that issue
Because
more than
some of them-
once before.
Well,
I
the
had to
company
call
now-
him and that wasn't convenient.
The company now do that, they don't wanna let us into anything. I had to almost beat them down so that Lisa and I could get an admin password to be able to add a printer, be able to do stuff like that. I'm sorry, if you can't do basic stuff, and it's not,
We've had, had a server issue in the past, few days, and we let us move the file on our server, and so, I am in the process of trying to figure out during some sort of a blackout, I switched from one server to another, we have three, and they should all have the same files on them, but it switched from one server to another, and we're trying to figure out where some of the files. They're not like the death files, they're, just some things that we had to take out. And when we call them, they're like, no, this should all be transferred numbers, so we're like, well, where are these files? And, you know, we'll have to get that, you know, just for us to get a password change, we have to wait a day or two. Because they're like, can you still do work? Well, yeah, can you still do work? And they need this, you know, now it does help with the call, you know, they can respond to that. Not the personal service, I think that we were used to or gotten for. And it's nice to be able to just go to one person who knows our system and, you know, say, all right, this is where I divide this, and this is where this is.
so this 2,400 covers IT. So we cover IT expense, cameras, that kind of stuff. We still will have our contract with Chubar that covers our website. That's totally different. Item that's covered under the original contract. We still have that. We have that regardless of what we do for IT.
Can they combine those from
You can beat it out of it, maybe, you lay it, you.
Did anybody make a motion? No.
I will make a motion to accept the contract from Two Bar Media and to approve the cancellation of the other company immediately.
Second.
Yeah.
To Mapletronics? I can, that's fine.
We changed the contract, I heard we changed the contract.
I remember that was an issue too, that we wanted without cause, out. But everybody know, we have to honor that until
Right.
the expiration of that notice. Okay.
Yeah, so if you see on the October 1st date was basically, that's not 120 days from today, but that gives them the time to start the onboarding, which is common. We did that with the other, when we switched to Mapletronics, just so you know. So If I make them on October first, our contract is only run until November first, we're waiting for some meantime, and switching everything back over to his specs.
Right.
We have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Two Bar Media and to send the termination language, whatever, to the legal tracks. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Ordinance 2026-09, Link meter collar.
I'm gonna talk to you a couple of problems. Sometime in a while, somebody approached us, they want to put one in the residence. But I think we need to do something fast, and see if we can, make sure we can cut it. So, basically what it is, it's a disconnect or a switch that will take the utility side off. So if they plug in the generator, that's what it's for, the generator, so you keep power in the house. And there's a, they can plug the generator, and it shuts off the utility power, so they have, that way it's not back to the outdoor line.
One question I have, and when I'm looking at it, it says you've got 30 amp and 40 amp. It's only up to 10,000 watt generators. Do they have anything that's larger?
So the generator can be oversized, but if you're only the installation stuff.
Mine's 13,500 watt.
So like I said, I've been looking at these for quite a while, but nobody's approached us, so I can't even drag my feet in. Now that we're starting to see it, but it's not just something there if you want to go.
And the big thing is, in my mind, was to give Jamie the authority of like, hey, this thing's acting up, or something's going on. He can just terminate service and like say until this gets rectified, like we're not turning you on.
There's an inspection process, they want this, we go to the house, they make sure we get this stuff, to go and make sure that's not an issue before we do go out and install it. So,
Our guys are the ones installing it because it's messing with the meter, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
And then basically, you plug it in, you ground wire, you plug it in, put the meter right there.
I just didn't want anybody else messing with our meter.
These collars will be purchased by the town and billed to the customer, correct?
I don't have that in the contract right now, I think we have to buy it on the, but this just allows them to purchase them and we can use it at the time.
Let's put it another way. It sure doesn't say the town is buying. Okay. So the town's not buying.
Right.
Somebody's gonna have to approach the town, fill out the application and say, yeah, we have one. We want to do this. Fine, go get it.
Would,
Well, I thought they had to buy it through us, so it's like an approved.
yeah, I'm kind of, that's my concern with my question was the fact of having I'm sure there's multiple collars out there. Maybe having one that you guys are comfortable with our meter systems and everything, where you have some kind of uniformity when you go to a house, you know what's on it.
Well, it's the application is the Link generator connection program. So I mean,
Okay.
I don't,
This is the one bullet set,
So it is defined as to,
yeah.
Right.
So if they come to you with a different one, you're not going.
okay.
And it's $80 the town charges to install it.
And if I want to come to you and buy it from you, you can get it for me and I just pay you.
I don't know if you do that.
I don't know we'd want to be providing them.
No, if they want them, they have to buy it, but it has to be this
Because
brand.
then what are you gonna do if it's faulty? Then they're gonna say, well, you guys gotta take it out and put it back.
Right.
Just
No,
asking a
that's-
question.
No, I'm just saying.
I think for now, let's go this route with it and see how it works. Maybe someday, but I don't have, it's not worded that way. You know, I talked to some other utilities, maybe they do it that way too. So.
I mean, it's clear, it's for,
Get another one of these or not.
it's for generally, and that's it. So,
Because they are super loud. I mean, maybe people wouldn't care. We might put it down when it's screen, you wouldn't want to set up.
I put mine in the living room so nobody can hear it
That's
outside
a
the
good,
house.
that's a good spot, we'll wake you up.
Yeah.
I don't want to disturb the neighbors. Just the smell in a few days, that might disturb them.
Some carbon something is going to be in the air.
I would hope that there would be a level of common sense in the event of an emergency like that on not only the resident side, but also on the law enforcement side when they get that call.
I don't think we should change the ordinance for that, no, it's just.
Whether we allow these or not, they're gonna generate close that in.
Yeah, it's to save your food,
Well,
so maybe heat your house or something.
and this is to protect our lining as well,
Right.
Yeah.
more than anything, correct?
Well, and, you know, we're out working, we hear one, and, you know, how they let it.
You're not food. That's all I have.
or,
A lot of people around here that have it figured out, they just do it. Home Depot, they said they'll have the end on, hopefully count them.
Yeah.
Guilty.
They buy a what they call a dead man cord, which has two male plugs, and they backfeed through their system. I will admit, many years ago, I was guilty of doing something similar to that.
You guys are all.
But that was one of them things.
I just sit.
It took a while till I understood how it worked.
Do that stuff.
Now, I have the old style where I slide the bar over, it locks my main off, then I flip the two legs on. And, but not everyone is savvy enough to operate that kind of procedure. So what Jamie's talking about, it just basically once you're plugged in, you're plugged in. And it can be plugged in forever and ever, but it knows what to do, whether to shut itself off or, yeah. Yeah, it has the surge protector.
Not all of them are, that is not.
So do we, this ordinance also covers ensuring people do that from here on out, and
No.
Well, if they want that.
Yeah, it doesn't insure anything.
it's only for if they're gonna get this particular brand of switch. You
Right.
may have a road citizen out there that just says, I'm getting something else, and like, they don't abide by the ordinance. But again, your issue is something, would be a subsequent ordinance,
yeah.
not necessarily what you have here dealing with this.
So do we pass this and then we review the other one?
Well, there isn't one. We had to
No, in terms of operations to protect the land.
There is one, it's just,
I don't know how you.
yeah, it's just, how do you know?
If we see it out there, we're working out there, we see something like that, we can cut the lines down, we can do whatever, it's not right, so. But people are gonna do what they're gonna do, we don't see it all the time.
Proof of it right here.
Yeah.
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 I didn't know any better back then.
I mean, it's not
Some
allowed.
people don't know better today.
I
It's
know,
not like
that's the problem.
You can't, you don't have an ordinance that says you should not put a fork in your meter either, but there's. Knife, yeah, fork, yes, but anyway, okay.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 2026. Oh, that's already been done?
You gonna do the first reading or you gonna do it?
No, I'll make a motion to waive the rule.
Second,
Have a motion to suspend the rules in a second. Pass ordinance 2026-09. Do I have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, I entertain a motion to pass ordinance 2026-09 on all three.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
Derek, will that encompass the program flyer, the installation agreement, all of that, or is it part of that ordinance?
You know what, let's just be above board here. I don't care about the flyer. I mean, that's just informational. But the installation agreement and liability waiver, it would be a good thing, council, to go ahead and approve those forms.
I'll make a motion to approve the liability waiver form and the
Installation.
installation fee
Agreement.
agreement.
I will second that.
A motion and a second to approve the installation agreement and the liability waiver. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Department head reports.
Other new business.
Well, yeah, I guess I never asked that. Do you have any other new business?
I do have one.
That no.
And I guess I want to ask Derek about this. This is something that's been on my mind for quite some time, several weeks, and I've done some research. And many of you know, a while back, Marshall County passed a ordinance banning the development and construction of data centers within the county. Some of the research I've come across online, some of these developers have found loopholes in the local communities' zoning rules and things to get around some of them county ordinances or county bans. And I am proposing to the board that we consider, again, with Derek's discretion and advisement on, I personally am not in favor of these data centers. I don't think that Argos is a good place for those, but I also do not want to get taken advantage of because they find a loophole within our zoning rules for that type of development. So that's where I'm going with this conversation is I would like to possibly propose a town of Argos ban on development and construction of those particular items. I do not want to discourage any kind of good business practices, but I don't think that these things are good for the environment. I don't think they're good for our communities. And I really do not want to see one, and I don't want to see us get taken advantage of because we let something slip that we could potentially head off now. Not saying one would ever come, but there's always a possibility.
It did in South Dakota.
Exactly.
And those people, they come walking on their land and there's nothing they could do about it. And I heard today that, what's it called? Eminent domain takes over. So, yeah, they're,
And I've seen some of like up in St. Joe County, some of them, which talk about the amount of water. they
well,
use
even
on a
on the
daily
closed
basis.
loop system, they use a tremendous
Oh.
amount.
It's ungodly.
And I don't think the town as a whole uses some of that amount of water in, you know,
I don't want to see our residents get stuck paying for, it's something we can head off now. I don't want to see come back to bite all of our residents later with increased bills.
Here's where this falls. Okay. The county, remember, okay, the counties have their jurisdiction over the county, but towns like Argos, Plymouth, probably Bremen, like we have our own zoning ordinance and we also have that 2-mile jurisdiction. Okay. I'm not aware that we don't have any, I'm pretty confident we don't, any ban on data centers. Okay. I think it's probably right now, it's one of these new things that's called an unlisted use. Okay. And so there's really no parameters for that. And it's easy to deny those. The best practice, if the council's saying we don't want those in the 2-mile jurisdiction, would be yes, to amend the zoning ordinance to prohibit those. And so it's explicitly clear because the county ban does not have any jurisdiction within Argos or the 2-mile zoning.
That's what I was afraid of.
but
Well, that's
Yeah.
accurate. So the best practice here, if the council's of a mind to do this, is to basically say, let's amend the zoning ordinance. We would need to add a new section, probably right after solar, something like that. And just say, no, those are prohibited.
Ray,
We're already doing that. The EZA has already started investigating both the battery bank thing
Mhm.
That's another.
That was my next.
Carbon sequestration is another. I mean, there's all kinds of new things.
They
And
were waiting for the county to
You-
make a decision on their plan.
you don't gotta wait on the
I know
county.
that, but that's what the board was doing.
Okay.
So Ray Trump decided to wait to see what that outcome would be, so he would know how to attack it for us.
Basically
Well-
mirror, so to speak.
And that's what he wanted to do, he wanted a carbon copy. So
I-
they're working on that. I promise
We're-
you, there probably will be something next month on a recommendation.
But I think that this council can say that is our intent now, and you can pass that, or Derek can send a note to those.
No. It's an amendment to the zoning ordinance, just like what we've done. It's gotta start as a proposal. It can come from the council, that's fine. Then it goes back to the plan commission. Public hearing, people say what they want to say, and then the plan commission makes a recommendation. We're in favor of this, we're against whatever, and then it comes back to the council. But it can tackle data centers, carbon sequestration,
Battery and solar,
battery, we already got solar.
correct? Yes.
But yeah, it can address all three of those. And I guess I would, in the interest of being efficient and publication notices and things of that nature, if we're gonna do all three, let's just do them all three together.
Yes, I agree. I
Sounds
definitely want
good.
data centers banned.
Throw wind in there too.
And,
Mhm.
and the carbon sequestration, yeah, I'm in favor of all that, but I started this conversation tonight just based on what I've investigated into the
Yeah.
data center
That's
issue.
fair.
And I thought we were okay with the county ban, and I realized that we were not.
We're not.
Right.
And I do not want somebody slipping a loophole and getting one right next to
Well,
us.
But again, right now, it's what would be termed as an unlisted use. That is addressed in the zoning ordinance, and that's up to the discretion of, I can't tell you without reading it, but somebody has discretion to say, like, where does this fall? And if it doesn't fall in something that they think is a similar category, I mean, it can just flat out be denied.
I found one community, and I don't recall which one it is now that I said, I've been looking at this for several weeks. I found one community where they had a similar thing in there, but it didn't specifically outlaw
Right.
data centers, and they went right around that clause in there of unlisted uses. They went right around that and got it in anyway through court.
Well, it takes a judge to,
And that's what I
Side
want to
for
try to
that.
prevent now. I
So-
want to specifically list them as non-negotiable, no starter.
change the zoning ordinance. That's your answer.
So I'll make that motion to do exactly that for those three things discussed tonight.
We're working on motion, which drives them to take action.
And that's what I would like to
You
do.
want to set up a deadline, can you do that?
My second home.
Remember, it's the plan commission, the BZA can do all the homework or whatever, but the plan commission is who's gonna be dealing with this. That's okay.
I'll add to my motion to pass this down on behalf of the council and our wishes to the zoning commission to
Plan
make an
commission.
amendment to the zoning
Plan commission.
plan commission, I'm sorry, to make an amendment to our planning ordinances to ban data centers, what's another one, sequential.
Carbon
Carbon
sequestration.
sequential and battery.
Banks.
Battery storage.
Battery. My second still holds.
No.
One more time, Chairman?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I'm
Now I
sorry.
want to make a second, now I want to make a second motion, and I would like to have that completed no later than, let's see what we got now, June. I'd like to see that, something back to us from them. How do they meet, Ray?
Once a month is past this month, so about July, it's the first week that they take a pilot. I would give them 3 months.
She's
I would
shaking her
like to
head
see something
no.
back to us by
Ray, she's shaking,
September.
she's shaking her head
15th.
no.
Yeah, you're right. So, but they can meet on exception anyway. So you push this agenda, we can get it done.
September 15th,
I say that is.
end of September. Make that motion to make it to the end of September, something back to the council to look at.
We will work on it, all right.
Hey, here's the thing. Slow down, slow down.
Very passionate about this, Derek.
That's fair. So honestly, the way to tackle this is let's get a proposal put together in the form of an ordinance, okay? And it will be a draft. You're not even gonna pass it. You're just gonna say, this is the proposal. We're gonna kick that to the plan commission, okay? There's a fair chance I can have that at the next meeting for you guys to take a look at, okay?
Okay.
If not, it should be the meeting after. And who is it that's Ray Trump? I mean, he can keep looking, but I don't think this will be overly complicated just to ban those, okay? I think I can put together a draft of that. But that's got to go to the plan commission. And again, whenever they have a meeting, it sounds like August is probably the next time that's going to roll around.
Call a special session.
You can, that's up to you guys. But I'm just saying, once the council has said, here's a proposal, take it to the plan commission, then they have to act on it. Do the public hearing and all this and that, then it comes back. So, I mean, I can get this ball rolling. I'm happy to listen to anything Ray Trump may have to add, but it's not terribly complicated just to ban that. I mean, the county already has, I'm kind of privy to some of that, so I can take a look at that and,
That saves me sending it to you for review, so that's great.
okay. So I got it on my
Please move
to-do.
forward.
Okay,
And with that being said, you're gonna be gone this.
I will be gone the first meeting of July.
And that is,
Uh,
I think I'm going to be, I know I'm going to be gone it's the week
So-
after the 4th, right?
yeah, I'm leaving
I will
Monday.
be gone as
I'm
well,
leaving
so
Monday after the
There's
4th.
3 of us,
I will
yes.
be back on the 18th.
So that first meeting, we're gonna need to cancel. Yes.
Here.
I will
Yes.
be back on the
What
18th.
does your calendar
So
say?
much work planned for that.
I will.
So the 8th.
6th through the
I will
8th
be
and
gone
9th,
that
I'll be
first
gone.
week, so we're
Yeah.
gone, and so that's what I was gonna bring up, so we will cancel that first meeting.
Bob and I can run the show.
I may have.
Can you keep me under
Then
control?
We'll hold out.
I'll shoot him.
Oh,
I'll
well,
just shoot him.
I'll loan you the gun.
Pretty strong possibility I will not be.
okay.
Okay,
All
so for July, do we want to move the meetings to the 15th and the 29th then?
That would be
I
better.
still will be gone on the
No.
15th.
No, because one of them's fair week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Let's just move it to the last.
Fair
week
week
of
would be
July.
that second.
No, it's the
Correct.
third week.
So it should be the 22nd, should be our second
Yeah,
meeting.
that first week is the 6th through the 15th.
Yeah.
Fair runs the 18th through the 24th.
That's the third week.
Oh,
The 22nd would be our second.
No, because July 1st is the.
Well, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, yes.
July, the 22nd, which is our second meeting.
Is the
dead
4th.
center.
Yeah.
Fair week.
We could go back to the 1st and have a meeting on the 1st of July.
Let's do the 1st and 3rd for July.
do first, yeah, first and third.
I won't be here for the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be next week. We don't need to meet next week.
One of them
It's a
just
fair week.
have one on July 1st.
We met during fair, we met during fair week
He
before.
won't be back.
We've got 5 weeks, 5 Wednesdays in July, so we could do the 15th and the 29th.
Or you could do, hang on. You could do you could do the 8th and the 29th even.
The 8th, they're all gonna be
Oh,
gone.
you're both
Everybody's gonna be gone but you, and you may be gone.
Let's just meet on the 29th.
That's what I said.
We're done. Move.
Yeah.
Just one
We'll have
meeting?
One meeting,
meeting
one
in
meeting
July.
on the 29th.
Yes, Rick.
And the executive meeting? Got it. I have time.
August. August.
We can do the executive
I can do it exec anytime after the 18th.
before the.
It doesn't have to be a meeting night, but
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Thank you, everyone.
sorry.
Sorry.
What about the 8th?
Yeah.
I know.
Um, Thank you, Derek, for
Any other,
helping me out there.
any other confusing new business?
Just so I'm clear on my calendar, We're
29th
not-
only.
only on the 29th for July.
Yes.
Yeah.
Motion and second to do that.
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to meet.
Pigs can
I'll make
rest
that motion.
peacefully.
Second.
Yeah, motion and second. Meet only on July 29th in July. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now, any other new business? Department head reports, police.
Yeah,
We need more of your fun videos from 31 stops out there. People love those things. They do.
Guys are doing a great job.
I think, things slowed down, one day. I noticed that. All the work going on. Even the document that. We're aware of it, obviously. Even when yeah, that probably
Any questions for Rodney? Jamie?
I've been meeting with the engineers on the state projects, the Denver Wall, road project. No, it was a report on it, but we're still continuing to go through.
You've got guys that are and have been assisting in the park, shortage. Appreciate that. Thank you. And I see the guys are out there getting ready for the festival this weekend. Everybody remember the festival this weekend? Stealing some of Mark's thunder. Development.
The only thing I had.
I'm gonna move right along.
Fireworks are Saturday, how's that?
Anything else? Zoning.
Got my report, I have some updates since I sent it out 10 days ago. I'm happy to report that of the 8, obviously, buildings, one of them's kind of dropped off for logistics problems, my part with them. But of them, 7 of them are on the mend. May not be correctly on the mend, but on the mend. I'll give you a detailed report on that, whenever you allow me to give you through the revenues. I want to do that for the point, so that you can what people can discuss. But I'm happy for that they're all being included. You can see that the numbers for the fees and penalties are up there too. Thank you for underscoring that and connecting that to me. That helps me with all these what I'm doing. Eli holders, the new owners of the mobile home park, they find me to contact that with utilities. And a workshop where we iron out some of the particulars that we have to address in their planning. Got their development. That's moving forward again. So we can ask them before. That's too. Yeah, I see a lot of things. We haven't seen it yet. The street across the street.
Right.
That the porches, we're out with that project, we're stuck with it. So all I have to do is drive around town, for the unsafe buildings that have to be addressed. And I'm glad to hear about all the addressed as possible.
It's been so quickly in GIS.
So, the last thing is, I need that executive meeting because I'm proposing some streamlined procedures, so that we can do this whole efficiently and effectively. We're going to give you some information that we haven't ostensibly said out loud yet, but I know we have to go through the date. We got to get with the relationship, like speed it up, so I'm not looking forward.
The only thing I will say is what would we advertise an exec session under to discuss that?
You would probably just do a workshop.
I was gonna say, I don't think
Good
it
question.
should be an exec session.
And it can be
I don't know, and I have to look, but
I'm scratching my head trying to think what.
right, I'm not sure.
I mean, you do have control over him as an.
Whoa.
Maybe that is something.
Well, it
Here
has
it
to
is.
be.
Potential litigation.
Oh, there we go. Potential litigation.
We could take that to, oh, yeah, that's true.
And when we do meet, I do want to, I mean, yes, I appreciate everything you're doing. I think we need to have some sort of, how do I say this? Oversight before we get to 6,000, 9,000, and we spend a ton of money. I think maybe we need to figure out before we get to that point, rather than, just like today, just come in, we've assessed fines of 6,600 and all, I mean, fees and all that. I think maybe we need to somehow, before we start accruing, there has to be some sort of action on our part.
You understand, the town is just saying those are fines assessed.
Correct.
We're not out any money. The only money that the town was out was the 800 whatever.
And I do, yes, but I guess what I'm saying is I want to be cautious that we don't get to where we've got $1,500, $2,000 all of a sudden we're out there and we didn't know about it before. And then fortunately, he could pay that today. I mean, or end up paying.
Well, and then-
Most of those are fines for on a daily basis that they don't
Right.
contact him back. That was in his list of fees that he
Correct.
or set to us to approve.
And we do need to be cautious, as Ed said, because the other side of it is, you know, appearance and aesthetics are everything. If we end up getting 5 of those $6,600 fees in here and we waive the majority of each one of them, another fine or fee could come in and somebody, well, you waived all those, you waived this much amount off that one, and it just could.
But it's because of compliance.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say,
that's the root of this. Is
I
that,
wanna be
again, we're not
careful.
here to like fine people to death. It's just
Correct.
bring your property into compliance and then, yeah.
I want to be careful that we don't, I understand what you're both saying, I truly do. I like the way this was handled tonight.
Mhm.
I really do. And I think that gives us some control after the fact. Now, I think that Ed may be coming from how much money that the town may get approved before we may potentially get something back. But I will also be careful that we don't unnecessarily tie Ray's hands behind his back, so to speak.
Right.
and that's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I'm getting at, I mean, obviously I appreciate everything you're doing. It's working fine. I just want to, rather than, it's almost like we get to the point now, we've got, and I realize it's all assessed. The $6,600 was assessed, but before that's the first thing you hear. Now we've got fees and penalties assessed at $6,600 on this house. And in this case, it didn't happen, but potentially you could, if we're notifying a potential buyer, they're, all right, we're walking, we're done. We walk out, and then we didn't even have a chance to see it, to be able to waive and let them say, hey, we're waiving that $6,600, and now they have to start their process over.
But
But
it
that's
didn't
what
get to $6,600 in a week. That's a long period of time that this has been going on.
Yeah.
And
When did
And the
he
whole
send out
certified
the first
mails
letter?
were undelivered, but I really think the accurate word is that they were unclaimed,
Unclaimed.
which
Yeah.
means they go to the post office picking them up, and they probably did get the first class mailing. So again, stick your head in the sand, okay, but these things rack up, and that's what the town needs, is this thing called leverage, okay? And so
That's what we had here
when
tonight.
you have a fine amount that gets somebody's attention, somebody does something, okay? And again, like we finally found the statute here that says we can just flat out assess a lien, and that becomes a very high priority lien. And if there is a sale, that's something that the closing agency has to deal with.
Right.
And so it's a powerful tool. And again, to give Ray some, I guess, bullets in his gun,
We gotta have that.
yeah. And again, I mean, I think I agree. Like the result tonight, I think was entirely reasonable. I don't know if a court will enforce all of these fines that the town assesses. That's always been kind of a question. I've seen one judge, he's gone, say, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, okay, so be it. We can't do anything about that. But I guess at the end of the day, I think what he's doing and the approach that he's taking and moving things forward in this fashion, and when somebody comes in and says, hey, I don't care what the reason is, but like I'm knocking it out. I'm getting it taken care of, and can I please have a little relief on these fines? Great. But once he starts his process, and I don't think you want to be bothered by every single time that he starts the process, that's what he does. He starts saying, hey, these fines are going to start to accrue, and he gives them plenty of fair notice. I mean, before that even happens.
And he said he sent out the first letter in February. So here we are in June. So the guy's gotten multiple letters.
Presumably,
Presumably.
very presumably.
So
There's a,
So the certified one came back.
same thing that happened with postcard for Christmas in 1902. They found it by the file cabinet. Honest.
No, it's not the same thing at all. It's basically the certified just doesn't get claimed. That comes back.
Correct.
The first class didn't come back, which means, to be honest, they got it. Okay, now, maybe it got stuck under the stack of bills, who knows? But at the end of the day, no.
easy. But not there, it's not easy. And in this case, that's why he doesn't live in the place that he moved to anymore either. So those are complications that occur. And I'm not, again, my motivation is rectifying structural problems, not the bug. But that's the carrot or the stick that moves them to take action. And, yeah, you can decide to forgive or to build them to the full amount. And in some cases, I think you're going to want to. For example, the tax sketch we include. Yeah. We'll be talking about whenever we're going to talk to you.
I don't know that I would be in favor of that one. That's a discussion for another.
Exactly.
But that is, yeah. I understand you've given Ray this authority to like, hey, I'm going to try to rectify zoning issues and basically unsafe buildings. And like, he sends out notices. That's when these fines start to accrue, but it's only $60-some hundred because it's been that long that he sent those things out.
That's 67 was to today, right? That was not the old stuff. That's to today. I kept it current on everything.
And it's just like, if somebody doesn't mow their grass, you start finding them for not mowing their grass. It's the same concept. So,
The reason
It'll take
they-
you a long time to get to $6,600 in fines for not mowing your grass.
But you can think about the argument there, the fees that we charge them, the fine against not mowing grass, that is so low compared to the cost of mowing their grass, if they pay for someone to do that. That's why they pay the fine.
We just raised those, what, a year and a half ago? We raised mine.
I think we're due a review of the overall fee structure for our penalties. I checked them, they're way behind for, even compared to our local other townships. But that's another study.
Anything else for Ray? Anything else from you?
Now, I'd like to meet, can you tell me when?
July the 29th.
look forward to that before that meeting.
I can do that.
6 o'clock.
Workshop. Can't scare me with that.
Yeah,
I'm working days now, by golly, so it's gonna be PM.
I think let's just do it as a workshop.
Yeah.
rather than-
we have to have an executive after that. We can't.
Anything else? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion to approve the department heads.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Approve department head reports. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Claims, June 9th, 2026 to June 22nd, 2026.
So on claims, we had some discussions recently and in the past on how claims are approved or how they're done. So I wanted to kind of go over, I got DSA software so that I could give heads of departments read-only access so that they can approve their own claims. So what happens when a bill comes in, Lori gets it right now, and she will go to that department head and she will ask what vehicle it's for or what, where it should be charged out of. She then enters it into the computer, and then that bill then goes directly to the department head or the president of the board, and then they have to approve it in order for that to be an approved claim. No one in my office has second approval. So that, every claim that goes through my office is approved by either the president of the park board, chief of police, superintendent. You, when we discussed this prior, you gave Jamie the permission to be the ones to the town. If you want that changed, I can change that, but, he approves payroll and stuff like that.
I don't think anybody was like questioning your office staff. I think there was just confusion and concern by certain members of appointed boards that, hey, this item that just got some work done to it sits in our department, we want to make sure that we're not getting billed for it because we didn't approve it.
And I understand that.
I think they were just, maybe the cart before the horse type deal, but nobody's blaming you or your staff. Let's just put that out there right now.
No, I'm just kind of giving an update on what I have done with the software. So in a particular case, if it's a park board claim, then Jared gets it and he approves it. It doesn't get paid unless he approves it. So then at the park board meetings or just like here, you get a list of claims. And you get, just like the fire territory, so Mark Bean approves all the claims in the fire territory. You get a list of claims, plus you get one of these, which is, you approve the docket. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that every claim that is paid by any department is approved by that department head or that president. We do not approve claims through our office, so we had talked about this when I got the TSNA software. I'm letting you know it is now set up. If there's a change that you guys want to make or to approval processes or anything, let us know.
I appreciate that. Like I said, I think there was just maybe some folks, not you or your staff or us, but maybe some folks got excited when the cart before the horse. Nobody was second guessing your staff.
No, it's not just now, but I'm letting you know how the procedure works. So the other thing is that Karen Heim from Culver set up, and Lynn, the clerk treasurer from Plymouth, we all set up kind of workshop type thing. It is, I do have the video if you want to see it, but it was about the month meetings that are coming up with the county. Hopefully, our Marshall County is going to host the month meetings for the tax changes that are coming. Mark went, I went, and we kind of learned some things that about the tax cuts that are coming, as well as the lit that the county is going to have to do. So if you want a copy of that meeting, I can send it to anybody. I just want to let you know that we did, it's an initial meeting of this kind of the people from every city or town in Marshall County.
So, in session, these have to be done by October the 1st. Every county is supposed to host one, and basically what it is they want the municipalities to sit down and talk with the county. The legislator, according to AIM, is their thought process in this, they don't care what the responses are, but they want the C word. Because I'm just gonna throw it out there, I'm gonna use our county. We're not putting any new taxes. Well, the legislature hasn't said 100% how this is gonna come down. I think what they're looking for is, well, here's a stack where these counties are gonna work together, here's a bigger stack they're not. So I think we're gonna have to change the statute, and I think what they'll end up doing is forcing the hand what they're going to have to do if they don't get the outcome they think they're going to, just as an FYI. So right now, basically, we met, nobody from the county came, they didn't have to, but by October 1st, we have to meet with them.
But they were invited.
Yeah. Basically, the county, lit by statute, I think they go to 1.2%. And if you remember back, there's communities in our county agreement for that can enact their own if they want. Or they can go into the general county. They went through, we got some financial stuff, so much of it's still, you look at the stuff today, one thing showed we were gonna lose $91,000, but if you read further in this presentation, if the county enacted the lit, we were gonna bring in an extra 400 and some odd thousand. So nothing is very good yet. So just as an FYI, you hear this stuff and nothing is said, nothing is, I'm gonna say true.
There was just an initial meeting, hey, this needs to happen, and if your county won't sit down with you, then, you need to know that.
How do you go from, just an example, how do you go from essentially losing $91,000 to if you simply put supposedly a small tax in place, you gain 3 times the amount.
Well, ours was lower.
Ours is lower.
they showed they were gonna gain 153%.
That shows what the so-called low taxes do.
So the new tax, what they're trying to do is force everything to a low option.
The state lowers the
But
property
then it'll get
tax, it looks
divided by
good.
population, it's kind of a goofy game, you have to sit down, but they don't, I don't think they have the figures right, it's the guy from Amy that said that.
No.
This is a-
The state wanted to look
That
good,
ain't
and force it back to the low level.
Yeah, they wanna make us all look bad.
Yeah, and that's why you've got counties saying, well, I'm not acting that, so I think you're going to see the legislature push down, yes, you are, you're gonna put this percentage of limit in to cover all of this.
Right now,
Or we could vote them all out.
the legislator just wants to see if the counties are willing to meet with the city and towns to see what they do.
So if the legislature forces the lit tax, then the state legislature is still the one raising taxes technically.
Right.
So they
Yes, they'll
defeat-
be
they
able to
almost,
review
to
and
some
say, Bob
degree-
Ryder's, we cut your property taxes.
But then we
That's
twisted
what
your
they're-
commissioner's hands and made them
But
tax
they
you
won't
this
tell
way.
you that.
Right, that part.
Okay, anyway, claims, we have, from 6/9/2026 to 6/22/2026, it's $205,648.
Motion to approve claims.
Okay.
We have a motion to approve the claims in a total of $205,648.52. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So moved second.
Motion adjourned. Second, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.